slimy. My home this is.
R2, let him have it.
Stop! You're the time. Well, hello out there, and welcome to the Diaries. Today, I am going to be mixing some things up because last week I didn't have anything I could give you. So this week I'm going to try lunch. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there. Welcome to this week's episode. I have a few things I'm going to show you today on this particular video. I'm going to show you some swords, I'm going to show you some axes, and I'm going to show you a teeny tiny little hallway that goes on forever. Sort of. It's been an interesting week, and I just recently started working at a second bowling center. As many of you know who have watched the videos, I do work as a mechanic behind bowling machines, and I started another center, and yesterday I had a 13-hour day. So my body is completely shot. I have pain in muscles I didn't even know I had. My feet are so sore they're on the verge of speech, and my knees have gone into business for themselves. So standing here just talking to you is a little bit not easy, but I will do it for my vast quantity of subscribers, all 24 or 25 of you, whatever it is. Anyway, so let's get started with this stuff, and I'll show you these things. Well, a little twist in the events coming up. I have a shoot tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon actually, for a character for one of the video games. It's one that I have not posted yet. It's called House of Issues, and it was one that I actually started, oh my gosh, about 4 years ago, something like that. And the skeleton program is done, but I have to transfer to the new game engine, which I've done pretty much mostly already. So I have a new cast member, brand spanking new cast member coming in to do the shoot for the game. So once I have that, and I'll put him into the scene, into the game, and then I will post pieces of the game so you can see it. It probably won't be in this video because it takes, just to put the character in to the existing skeleton is going to take several days. So, but I'm going to put a little bit of that video in here today as well for our week of excitement, thrills, and adventure. Those three things that never seem to show up in the, yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to show you from my seated position, and I'm sitting so I'm closer to the floor where I have everything laying out here before me, but you can't see it because you're not on the floor before me. I'm going to show you some of the steel that we use at Kid Stuff Films for a lot of our films. Now, not everything I'm going to show you we have used, but we eventually will. Now, keeping in mind that most of the stuff that we do is fantasy adventure, these types of items, these weapons that you're about to see, are pretty typical of the type of films that we will do. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a defensive sai. Now, you've probably seen these before, and they're generally a lot smaller than this. But this is a defensive sai. You'd use it in your left hand, and you would use whatever weapon you're going to use in your right hand. It does not serve as well as a shield, obviously, but you can interlock your opponent's weapon if you're fast enough, smart enough, and close enough. Then we have the foreshort, which is basically a big, almost a big dagger. This is a fancy one actually, and not something that you would use because the blade will cut right off of it, and that's not going to help you out much. So this blade is actually, in the course of close combat, this blade is about as useful as hen poop on a pump handle. So another great useless item. Now we get to our first real piece, which needs to have the scabbard repaired. I just noticed. This is a typical one-handed short sword. It's single blade, one side only. This is a bearing sword. Matter of fact, most everything you're going to see is bearing, which means it's not something that you would use in combat. This is something is more ceremonial or decorative. If you look, you'll note that there is no balance indentation here. There was a belief a long time ago that the reason there was that slot in the blade of the sword was it was easier for the blood to run out that way, but that's not what it was. That's the way the blade is balanced. So the weight from the inside strong part of your blade to the tip is approximately the same weight as the tang and the handle. So these are not things that you would actually use for fighting, but they look cool. This is a fencer's short sword, and this thing has seen better days. And this is, first of all, it's horribly balanced. Secondly, check it out. I don't know if you can hear that. The blade is loose. So there's not much you're going to do with this. But it is fancy, and if we ever have a project where we need something that's got a little bit more flair to it, this is what we would use. Okay, now we have the obligatory cutlass. This is the cutlass. So you can see it's bends back. It's also beat up crap because, well, I don't even exactly know why, but it's been pretty severely damaged. So this is this one is actually more of an actual useful sword, because you see here is the balance groove cut right there. But the balance is very terrible, and the fact that it's been used for I don't know what, beating up a building or something, it's pretty severely damaged. But that is your cutlass. Now this is a long sword, and it is a keyhole sword. It's called keyhole blade because of the wavy blade. You would not find a sword like this in actual medieval times for combat or anything like that. This is a total fantasy sword, as you can see by the guard here, that it is a skull with bat wings and everything like that. So this is obviously for display. We have used this. This was used in the original Dreamwalkers, as my mind goes blank. This was used in the original Dreamwalkers, and I'm not talking about the one that we released, within the last 4 or 5 years. I'm talking about the one that we did back in 2006 or 2007. So this one's been around for a while. And then this is a ridged blade, and this is technically it's a long sword. It's a one-handed long sword, and it's got a boo-boo on it. See, it's broken here, and it's been like that for a very long time. This was also used in the original Dreamwalkers. You would not find anything with this. This here, that looks all nasty and evil and ridgy. This is pointless. This is a completely pointless thing to do to a blade. For one thing, it won't cut through anything. It won't saw through anything. It's just there to look mean, and that's all it is. And then the last thing I have to show for you is a hand-and-a-half broadsword. Jesus! There it is. Now this is a this is also a ceremonial blade, obviously, and this was actually somebody's unique design, because if you look, let me move up a little bit here. If you look at the guard, this is like threaded rod going through here, and then these are brass pieces probably off of a light fixture or something like that. But it's pretty. It's big. It's unwieldy. But it looks cool. And see, well, something like this, you're supposed to take it and you're supposed to go, and it goes into that pack on your back, you see, with the thing sticking out the top. So when you're wandering around the countryside looking for adventure, you will, first of all, you'll ruin your back. Secondly, you can't sit on anything, because if you sit on a horse with the blade sticking down, you'll puncture his backside and he won't like you anymore. So this is another one of those pointless, oversized things. But this is one that I haven't used in anything yet. When you're filming in studio, oh wait a minute, yeah, I have used this. When you're filming in studio, and you have a blade like this, and your studio ceiling is only 7 feet high, this could be a little tricky to make look like you're actually fighting accurately without ripping the ceiling off of your studio. We learned this when we were filming the Dreamwalkers 2, that this blade is just a little bit too large for the studio. But those are the studio swords. Now I'm going to show you a couple of axes. Okay, this axe, this is my jazz or blues axe. That's what happens when you hit the volume control in the middle. Anyway, that's the blues axe. Okay, this is my my rock axe. Boring song. Metallica. I've never really cared much for them, but anyway, this is my only play the low notes axe. I use this when I want to piss off my neighbors. This little bad boy is my, I don't have to plug it into anything, axe. It's actually what's referred to as a cigar box guitar. And it's for, like, if I want to feel countrified and I want to do like some Zydeco or something, you know. That's when you get your kind of Zydeco is mixed up with your heavy metal on stage presences. Okay, this is my baby. This is my acoustic guitar, and it's a yeah, I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's a Johnson. I knew that. I use this guitar for composing. This and my keyboard I use for composing just about all the music on Kid Stuff films. But this is my baby, and I have no strap for this because I usually play it while I'm sitting down. So this is the acoustic. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. The streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. When you're wicked, when you're unwanted. The streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange, when you're strange, when you're People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. The streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Like me. So that which I was going to show you and that which I can show you is two entirely different things. This is part of the model for the Endless Hallway, which is going to be a miniature, just like these up here. You see I build these miniatures. You've seen this one, although you can't see it too well because it's reflecting, but in any case, this particular one is a Haunted Mansion one. First of all, if you look, it's kind of hard to see, but that's Haunted Mansion wallpaper there, and the wainscoting, and the carpeting on the ground here, or the floor, not the ground. Now the reason I say the difference between what I was going to show you and what I can show you is because something I am expecting an order to come in from a company that does plexiglass and glass and mirror, and I have not received it yet. So I can't finish this, but I probably will on the next video. But in any case, to explain it to you, you see this little wall sconce light, and there will be 2 of them, theoretically, 1 on each wall. The rear of this is a mirror, okay? And the front is a one-way mirror. So when you look through the front, you can see through it, but if you were to look from this angle, you wouldn't be able to, because it'd be a mirror. So there's a mirror in front of a mirror. So when you look through this, when you look at this when it's done, and it will be encased, it will appear that this hallway goes on forever. Okay? And I was originally going to put a door in it, but I discovered that I made it kind of short. So if I put a door, there'd be like 50 billion bedrooms down this hallway, and that just would not look right. So it's just going to be a long hallway. Now I started working on this one probably about 1.5 years ago, but it was a matter of finding somebody who could do the one-way mirror and cut it to size, because I have had very limited successful experience in cutting glass, so I figured having someone else do it would be better. But the outside of this is going to be designed so it gives the impression that there is something mysterious inside. And hopefully I will have, if anything, I will have this part done by next week, and I can show you what it looks like. But yeah, sometimes the companies that you buy things from and mail services do not operate on your schedule, and this is one of those times. So that's a little bit of the Endless Hall model, which when completed will be on sale at Etsy, Eddie's Oddities on Etsy, to learn more about these and to find out where you can get them. Here, I'll put it up here so it looks like you're looking down the hallway at my big head. He stopped and he's not going anymore. Start over. You go that far, you stop, you look around, and then you continue.
Walk to
the
edge.
Told you it was tough. You thought I was kidding, didn't you? Okay, and then when they say cut, then cut.
Now look like this.
Yeah, because it's drawing life out of you. So when it gets to the end of it, and you've got none left, you wouldn't be alive anymore. You'd be kind of either phasing into unconsciousness or about to die.
I would like the first one.
Die. Okay? All right. Here we go. Ready?
Wait, that wasn't even the action.
No. Action. Cut. Well, here I am out on the Adventureland porch. You may be wondering, why are we out on the Adventureland porch? You may be saying that right now. You may. Go ahead. I can wait. Go ahead and say it. Some of you did, didn't you? Anyway, I'm out on the Adventureland porch because next program, we're going to be hopefully finishing this up. I haven't had a chance because I work like 18 days out of the week, so I haven't had a lot of time to come out here. But we want to finish it up because the monsoons are coming, and this is the place to be during the monsoons, the heavy rains and winds and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's going to be coming up. Hope you liked what I had for you this week. Don't expect me to sing to you all the time. And also, hopefully next week we'll be able to finish the Endless Hallway, so you'll get a chance to see that too. So, and then some other things. So anyway, until the time we meet again. It sounded a little overdone. In the meantime, you guys have a great week. End of line.
I don't know. I feel like we're being watched.
You're aiming over my head, stupid farm boy. I'm wondering, though, why have you not subscribed?